Matthias and Kelsey have waited to kiss until this very moment. Which I'm sure was not very easy. Matthias, you may now kiss your bride for the very first time.
So, for those that don't know me, I am Matthias's twin brother, but more importantly on this day, and at this moment is the fact that, according to Matthias in his own words, after 24 years, I am the best man. Which is actually quite humbling to hear that from him, due to the history of Maddie always thinking, or more like thinking, he is the best man. He is older, in technical terms, yes, but just by 1 minute. But in actuality, he's at least 4 years behind maturity, and we are pretty much equal in physical age. And it doesn't take long to pick up on that as you talk to both of us. And if anyone wants to know the truth about Matthias, or something that you know about him that he's said that you kind of iffy on, I'm happy to help provide the truth to that. Being twins is a wonderful thing, and it was very nice having someone close by from the very start, even if it was a little too close for about 9 months. We pretty much always did things growing up. We were close in many aspects of life, always had each other's backs, and could always count on each other to be there. Although I have and will miss those moments, they will be very cherished. Something that you should know about twins is that we can get in twin arguments, and from an outside perspective, it looks like we are angry or annoyed with each other. But in reality, we are just having a ever so normal twin discussion, and no harm was ever done. In essence, it is just like when someone talks with themselves and they are playing the good and the bad at the same time. To hash out something, that is in essence our twin arguments. Bad side, good side. Pretty self-explanatory, as you can see. For those all wondering, there is something to be said about twin telepathy. And I do remember times thinking about something, going to go do something, or about to say something, when right at the same time, Matthias would do or say it as well. And that's always been pretty unique about being a twin. But alas, all good things come to an end. And I will tell the both of you, especially Kelsey, henceforth, I will be turning off telepathic powers, starting tonight, going forward in the future. That being said, what are some things that can say about Matthias? Well, for starters, Kelsey, you have picked a good man. Although not the best man, as mentioned previously, he is still good, and I can testify that, having known him now for 25 years, 1 month. Do math. 2, Matthias has always been very good at diffusing sibling arguments, taking the time to talk to both sides individually, and telling both sides they're in the wrong. Unless, of course, he was part of it, which in this case, he was right and others were wrong. It's not for naught that Matthias' nickname for a while now has been TMH, also known as the most humble. And although we do joke about it and tease Matthias about it, it is not for naught that people say with every joke there is a little reality. Kelsey, now it is your turn to figure out the truth from fiction, and if he is the most humble man on earth, or if Moses is, as it says in the Old Testament, that he still holds the record. For those that are still wondering what I'm referring to, it says in Numbers 12:3, now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. Matthias probably thinks he still can beat that record. He has not beat it yet. But Kelsey, you let us know in the coming years if that is accurate. Seeing how Matthias has grown and matured, yes, I did say matured, over the years has been really amazing to see, and especially these last few years, all the more so. His desire to grow closer to God each and every day has been enjoyable to watch, and I know he'll be an amazing leader of your household and will be an amazing husband for you. To the both of you, watching you two grow closer together this past year has been a fun journey to see unfold and how God has used it for all His glory and will continue to do for the remainder of your lives, both together and individually. Kelsey, seeing the joy that you have brought Matthias in his life has been amazing, and I'm glad Matthias has found that someone he can now call his wife, to love and cherish more than himself, to boop on the nose a ton, like a ton, and who now has someone else to put up with, which is no easy task. I look forward to all that God has in store for your marriage, and for the journey that He's now starting for the both of you as a couple. I look forward to getting to know you, Kelsey, more and more in coming years, and I'm glad to officially welcome you into the family. To Matthias and Kelsey.
I was not very smart. I did not write any speeches. So, but I've grown up with Kelsey obviously my whole life. I'm her older sister, and we have spent pretty much up until you met Matthias, like literally every moment together, and then you came along and took her away, and I pretty much never saw her again. But we had many years of sharing hopes and dreams and fears and struggles and everything, and adventures and failures and all sorts of things. And you know what? For the past several years, like boys were the topic of conversation. But then one time, I remember I was in bed, and this was when Kelsey and I didn't share a room anymore, but Kelsey came in my room, and she sat on the floor and talked to me for probably an hour, all about you. And I knew she had just fallen in love, and this day was memorable. But I actually knew it before that, because one day, when you had told us over for supper after church, you were sitting across the table from one another, and we were just talking about, I don't know, music or like different interests and things, and you two found that you have this odd bond that no one else we know has, and you like the same music artist. Who is it? I can't pronounce it.
Jan Henrik.
Oh, yeah, somebody who does some very specific type of singing. And Kelsey was like, you like that too? And she's like, yeah, you do too. And he said, I don't even know what to do with this right now. Well, I have no idea. And about a year later, here we are. So, yeah. But Kelsey is, obviously, sisters should never have favorites, but she is all of our favorite sisters. I feel like kind of what Tristan was saying about you, Maddie, is she is always a peacemaker, and she always is looking out for the good of others and wants everyone to be loving each other and holding the peace. And if anyone's arguing, she's either like there trying to fix it or gone until it's fixed. But she's always helpful and willing to serve others, and will do it quietly and no questions asked. So I know that she will take very good care of you once she has time to cook. For a while, but she will take good care of you. Yeah, I don't know, I've seen you grow in lots of ways. She really never used to be confident in anything. And then after she met you, I think you just gave her some type of boost of confidence, because then she was making decisions like that. Especially the one to marry you. It was a little too fast. But we all knew it was real, because it didn't take very long. So she's grown a lot, and I've seen both of you grow together too, and it's beautiful to watch. So there's a verse in Proverbs that says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and obtains favor from the Lord. And Matthias, I think you have found a very good thing in Kelsey. And so she's a gem, and you should treasure her all your days.